Are here again. Okay? So, with being here again, we're going to try this one more time and not be afraid of it anytime that we get to use it. Okay? So, and I am trying to see everything I can. Everything I can. Okay, excellent. Excellent. Sometimes you just, that's the way it is. I'm trying to keep it all together, keep it all however it's delivered, then I must pick it up and use it. All right, knowing that the space in which it came from had to be a divine one in order for me to receive it. Yes. So I see it as that at all times. So we've picked this up and we have to live with it. They deal with people, as I was speaking of how the slave has returned and turned into the European being enslaved. In some facts, as the politician uses words, phrases, what has the African American done for this country? We hear the politicians say these things. My goodness. And we know you have to have a slave mentality to actually come out with those words out of your mouth. And an educational, purposeful living. And to be working as a politician and to say that is also unlawful in the sense of the reality, the divine law of what that really means. Not to demean the person in recognizing this, but to mean something good in that, okay? So the institutionalization of a person, we sometimes see it in the person who's gone to prison, and a lot of African American black people say we're institutionalized in the way we act and behave. Well, again, you can see that in the Europeans as them being institutionalized into going along so eagerly with the system and it being such a detrimental thing to so many people for so very long in such a process. And the delivery of the people, as I put it together with the enslavement process of the Africans coming from Africa, taken from their land, the physical, rough and tough, murderous, disease, inhumane conditions in the transatlantic slave trade. Well, this one, enslavement of the European, has its so-called sophistication in the way that the brain function is being used to settle the person and to tell them that they are more in tune with society by being able to have everything known about you, your personal life, sent overseas to another country to be sold to the highest bidder. Okay, you were put on the auction block as well to be sold to other countries per se. We know about the call centers that were shipped overseas, all the jobs overseas, and the numbers to that tax evasion methodology that goes along with that is $19.5 billion lost to the economy every year. Okay, so the brutality is no longer there per se in the slave trade over the waters that flow there and back naturally, environmentally, cosmic spin that we're in, and yet the action of it is definitely a part of life as well. Okay, so that part goes into being. Let's see. Is it taking me that long to find my next move? I'm trying to use music with this and keep it going. Okay, let me keep it going. Did I do that? Yes, I did. Okay. Um, and the fact that being it's the same liquid brain function, like projection, they thought to use it over the airways and call center methods and to send the jobs overseas to someone else, just as they did. They shipped the Africans to another country and to be decided how much they were going to be worth based on their physical stuff, look them up and down and all of that, and all through your mouth. And the same thing when your information, your physical self, your health benefits, all that have to be given in order to get in order just to speak on the phone, to use the phone, to have all your information uh, put into a small box, which this is, which I am using. This computer, this tablet, this cell phones, all of these have that boxing on the auction block mentality of the slave mentality person who dons the slave uh, overseer's role in all of this, the continuation of it in a smooth transition this time. Brutality is now smoothed over by telling the people, shipping the jobs over there so you don't have to worry about all of that. But then again, they're telling you you're not intelligent enough to do these jobs. But these people are more intelligent and with the computers than you are. They have more education than you do in America. So you cannot do these jobs, so you don't deserve to have these jobs. Although they cannot speak the language, but somehow they're more educated than you. Just as they did the slaves, you were not intelligent enough, and looking all through their mouths, and it's the same thing in all your business. That's basically why we had all these 800 calls now from all over the place. Because people have all the personal information that has been spread out worldwide without any monitoring safety of that, which we now see it. No call list is might as well be the call list. Okay, so in that function as well, and then to just um, move on with the being in chains, how they treated people, enslaved people, put them around their necks all the time. If you did something, they put you out in the open and with sitting on this horrible looking thing, which is like a gallows with locks on them. It's just a brutal treatment of people. When they went and hunted people down, they put them in chains, and all of that, and everywhere they went, they had to be watched. So being put in chains here in society, these cell phones and the electronic devices in your homes, and all of that, and everything that we have to do, and that is the most divisive thing that people want to have is a device in order to function in society without having a care for the environment. Okay, so just not knowing what to do when also the slaves, when they were freed, so called, got freedom, what were they to do? They supposedly not knew what to do, didn't have any uh, education or anything, which we know that is not true. These were the most educated of the people in the society, whatever city, town they were in, but they the one who did all the work, so they knew exactly what to do. Okay, so when slaves were free, it wasn't that they didn't know what to do; they weren't given an opportunity to function, to get the credit and get the pay for their work because they did all the jobs anyway. So when it came time to build or to do something, they knew exactly what to do. But it just the exchange of money, fairness of it all was not given or shown. So we hear that in the stories right now. And we know the people they brought over were very well versed, intelligent people, knew the knowledge of communication. And once you know how to communicate on all levels, you communicate on all levels, you know, in, in that state of consciousness and what you're doing. Okay? So that's what I want to deal with that on that issue. And having that, I can almost see for a minute. I can see and look at the light for a little while. Okay? So even in that sense of the word, and then like I was saying, the brutality of the people, or how they did the murder and the killings of the slaves and all that. Well, it was horrible. Yes, it was. But now look at the people in the wars, in the hospitals today. The hospitalization, the cost of it all, the seemingly uncaring for the people, old people in the hospitals, old folks' homes, the children in uh, prison systems, pre-K prisons, all of that. That's everyone's children, poor, black and white, mostly black people. And yet, the people who feel most enslaved are the Europeans, based on the fear of that successful imprisoning of other people. You see, like success is given in the imprisoning of the people. Yes, so the success is going to be given in the freedom of the people at this very same time as powerful. But who recognizes that? Who knows that? If all you see is the material power, freedom, in which the universe is giving you, okay, but in that cosmic spell that we're in, that I'm under, gives us this at this momentous time, this occasion to recognize that. Yes, it gives that, and our lives show that and prove that the things we say and do, the world listens, takes heed to it, lives through it, and uses it. Okay, so in that, uh, we know that, but the slave mentality individual who started it, who's benefiting from the slave uh, records, who did what, how they did it, and today still benefiting from it on a large scale. In order to carry it on today, there has to be a historical record of the success of that going throughout time. See, so that's the beauty of that. The record shows that without a doubt. I don't have to even start. Everyone knows the research has to research their own and see that. So the people that are in power today, as again go into the presidency and what that means, and how he got to power through the uh, partnership with another country, saying that's what they do, and the certain nepotism that was given an example of on Wall Street, and the unlawfulness on Wall Street. Let me say that first. When something happens, you have arbitration that they handle, only that they will handle, not